Hi, and welcome to this live reading from Kamana Wanalaya for the Holidays by Susan Renee, and this is presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Chapter 1, Tenley. God gave men both a penis and a brain, but only enough blood to supply one at a time. And that, ladies, is why you must be careful navigating the world of relationships. I speak into the microphone on my desk, pointing my finger as if I'm talking to someone sitting in front of me. You want to know why women never propose? I'll tell you why. It's because as soon as a woman gets down on her knee, the man is unzipping his pants. That's not love, ladies. I shake my head, just gesticulating to no one as I record the end of today's podcast. That's convenience. That's a man trying to seize an opportunity to get more of what he wants, regardless of your feelings. And that is why I tell my listeners time and time again to be practical in this day and age. Don't mistake love for convenience. Don't mistake marriage for what it truly is. A business transaction between two adults. Respect yourselves enough to know that you've laid a solid foundation with your partner before ever committing to something more. I tick off the earlier points I made on my fingers as I wrap up. How much money does your partner make? Can you afford to live off that salary when you decide to procreate and you're stuck at home playing the role of doting wife and happy mother? Does your partner give a damn about your future, your career, your goals? Is this scenario in which you truly see yourself being fulfilled? You must ask yourself those questions before you allow yourself to be vulnerable to a partner. Although you might call it love as you allow yourself to enter into it, remember that love can be a terrible trap. It can suck us in and blind us to everything but the glitter and rainbows of a new relationship. And when those storm clouds roll in, and believe me, they will roll in eventually, everyone has a darkness to them. That love will become nothing but a promised lie, and you will be right back where you started. I take a quick sip of my water before I continue. I have one last thing to share before this podcast ends for this week. Scrolling through my social media feed this morning, I came across a blog from the one and only man who calls himself the Love Guru. I roll my eyes at the notion. We've all heard of him, right? P.J. Mack, the self-proclaimed guru of romance. The man who wholeheartedly believes in love and happily ever afters. The one who spends his days and nights spreading the hope of love to millions across the world, and yet, wait for it. I clear my throat and smirk to myself as I say the next words. He has yet to actually find his one and only true love. Ironic, no? Anyway, Mr. Mack's latest shout out is to a small Hawaiian resort that is at risk of closing down due to, and these are his words, not mine, quote, humankind refusing to pause and appreciate the beauty of falling in love, end quote. Mr. Mack is pleading with us all to relax this holiday season and believe in the power of love. I chuckle as I lay my phone down in front of me. Well, Mr. Love Guru, perhaps we can take a more practical approach to decking your halls this holiday season by offering another perspective. Perhaps humankind, as you call it, is merely coming to the realization that when you throw the L word around like glitter in a kindergarten classroom, eventually there's bound to be a mess that spreads until everyone is affected. Our world has enough to deal with right now without shoving the idea of love down all our throats. And a small Hawaiian resort isn't going to change that for anyone. What the world needs now, Mr. Mack, is not love, but brains, work ethic, and respect for those who are truly trying to make our world a thriving place to live. Love is an expense some people just can't afford. Sitting back in my chair, I exhale the rest of my breath and nod to myself, proud of yet another podcast where I spoon feed my subscribers a healthy dose of relationship truth. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Until next time, this has been another episode of TJ on PAR, your practical adult relationship podcast. Shutting off my microphone and closing my laptop, I head into the kitchen and slip a K-cup into my Keurig. Sammy, my French bulldog, jumps at my leg, excited to finally be allowed near me and in desperate need of a quick walk around the block. Okay, Sammy, let me grab your leash and we'll go. Clipping the dog's blue leash onto his collar, I scratch him behind the ear, give him a peck on the top of his head, and then lead him outside. My phone rings in my pocket as we turn the corner, so I pull it out and smile when I see the caller ID. Hey, Quentin, no game today? Hi, sis. Did you forget I'm only 3 hours behind you? It's only 9 in the morning in Sacramento. Half the team is probably still hungover from last night's win. We don't take the ice for another couple hours. Oh, right. Sorry, I do forget about the time zone differences since you're on the road so much. I don't always remember where you are. My brother chuckled softly. So what's up these days? Sorry, I haven't called in a couple weeks. It's been a busy season. Nothing new here, just out walking Sammy. I finished recording my next podcast this morning, and we'll have to get that edited and uploaded this afternoon. Phoebe and I are doing a little Christmas shopping in the city later, so I want to get my work done first. Hey, tell Phoebe I read her article on the Swiss cheese shortage in the city. Very riveting. I almost teared up. I roll my eyes even though he can't see me. I'm sure she'll appreciate the thought. You might give her the idea of putting that article up on the Tribune's website with a little Sarah McLachlan music in the background. You never know, people might start donating. She might help save the cheeses from disappearing across the state. Visions of sad slices of Swiss cheese laying around the Brooklyn and Queens float through my mind to make me snort out loud. That would be a sight, wouldn't it? Think she'll appreciate it if I enroll her in the Cheese of the Month Club for Christmas? I highly doubt it, but hey, to each their own. Give it a shot if you want. She appreciates a good laugh. How's the podcast thing going? Any new subscribers? I'm up to 30,000 subscribers, thank you very much. Ooh, that's pretty cool, he mumbles, still sounding like he's in bed. There must be a lot of romance skeptics in the world like you and me for you to have that many interested listeners. You mean honest, practical thinkers? Yes, of course there are. If we had more people like us in the world who didn't think they were in love all the time, our country's divorce rate would be down. Police officers might not have to answer so many domestic disturbance calls, and our foster care system wouldn't be overrun with unwanted children. Huh, he chuckles softly again. Spoken like a true Debbie Downer. Or a politician. Yuck, I don't want to get into politics with anyone. It's all a dumpster fire. And I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. I'm just saying, I know what you're saying, Tenley. I get it. I'm not that different from you. No, you're not. I watch Sammy as he pees in one of the neighboring yards. We both have the same set of parents, and your relationship success growing up, or lack thereof, only helped solidify my feelings on romance. You shouldn't have even gotten involved with her, Quentin. I know bringing up my brother's previous relationship might be a tad hurtful, but he was just another dummy who fell for the idea of love when all the bitch wanted was for 5 seconds of fame for dating a famous hockey player and whatever gifts he would lavish her with. Money-hungry bitch. I know, he says. I was stupid and didn't pay attention. At least it's over and I'm back on the straight and narrow. It's better to focus on my game right now anyway. The team needs me. Smart man. Dex needs someone to keep him in line, I'm sure. Quentin laughs. Fuck yes, the guy's a wild card, but you gotta love the guy. He's a fierce player on the ice. He's good for the team. He'll settle down eventually. Well, good luck tonight, I tell him. I'll try to see if I can tune in from the East Coast. No, you won't, but I'll pretend you're watching anyway. Hey, I'd like to watch you play. You know that. Maybe I can talk Phoebe into eating at a sports bar tonight so I can catch it on their cable. But no matter what, I hope you knock them dead tonight. See you for Christmas? I'll do my best. And yeah, so far I think we've got a couple days right around Christmas before I have to be back for the next stream of games. Great, I'll see you then. Love you, Ten. I'll catch you later. Love you, Quentin. Bye. Pushing my phone into my back pocket, my mind takes me back in time to when I was helping my very drunk brother pick himself up after being publicly humiliated by his then love interest. He had mentioned how much he loved her at a post-game interview and that she could be the one, and what happens? That very night, his girlfriend was seen in the arms of a B-list Hollywood star, someone she supposedly met at some party in LA. Poor Quentin was devastated, and besides his teammates, the only one who was there to help him feel whole again was me. Being his twin, I have always known what he was thinking or how he was feeling. It's harder now that we're apart, but the twin bond is always there. I would do anything for him, and he would do anything for me. We're all we have in this life. We're all we can trust. We're all we need.